Are you ready for an adventure? Today, we're not hunting for some old buried treasure. Nope, we're on a quest to collect something way cooler. Superpowers for your brain. We're going to unlock the secrets of money by doing what all heroes do: reading, listening, and watching the world around us. So, let's get started.
Okay, first question on our quest. A lot of people think that money is just for grown-ups who are super good at math, right? You know, they picture these giant calculators and really confusing charts. But is that what money is really all about?
Not even close. You see, the biggest money lessons, they aren't hiding in a math book. They're in the stories people tell. Money is all about our feelings, our own stories, and the choices we make. It's an adventure into how our brains actually work. Your first superpower is waiting. We'll call it the personal money map. This power shows you that everyone, and I mean everyone, sees money in their own unique way. And that's totally okay. Think of it like a secret map that only you can read, and it guides all your choices. Now check this out. It might look like people are doing some really silly things with their money sometimes, but here's the secret. To them, based on their own personal map and their own life story, it makes perfect sense. Nobody is trying to be crazy, they're just following the map that they know. Let's really paint a picture here. Imagine two different people. One person grew up when the stock market was like a sleepy, snoozing turtle, but the other person, they saw it blast off like a rocket to the moon. So, would their money maps be the same? No way! Their completely different experiences shaped their whole view on what to do with money. Okay, superpower number 2 is one of the most magical ones of all. It's the superpower of time. I want you to think of it like a tiny little snowball at the very top of a really, really big hill. As it starts rolling, it just picks up more snow and gets bigger and bigger and bigger, all by itself. So, to really get this power, let's look at a little puzzle. This is Jim Simons. He's an investor who, on average, made his money grow by a whopping 66% every single year. I mean, that is an incredible number.
Now, let's look at someone you've probably heard of, the famous Warren Buffett. His money? It only grew by about 22% a year. Now that's still awesome, but it's way, way less than Jim Simons.
So here's the big puzzle. If Jim is so much better at growing his money each year, how is it possible that Warren Buffett is actually so much richer? We're talking 75% richer. What in the world is the secret?
And here it is, the answer to our puzzle. Jim Simons, he started investing when he was 50. But Warren Buffett, get this, he started when he was just 10 years old. His little snowball had decades more time to roll down that hill and grow. So his real superpower wasn't just being smart, it was time. This whole magical effect has a name. It's called compounding. It's when your money starts making baby money, and then that new money also starts making its own money. It really is like planting a tiny seed, and with enough time, it grows into a giant, strong tree. That's the superpower of time. All right, let's grab our next power. This one is super cool. It's called the invisibility cloak of wealth. This power lets you see something most people miss, that the most important kind of money is the money you don't see.
Okay, so there's a huge difference between being rich and being wealthy. Being rich is when you spend your money on flashy stuff you can see, you know, like a fancy car. But being wealthy? That's having money saved up that nobody sees. And that hidden money is what gives you the real power, the freedom to choose.
True wealth is totally invisible, and it's just like two other super powerful forces, luck and risk. You can't always see them, but believe me, they are always there, playing a giant part in everyone's money story.
Let me tell you a quick story about two friends, Bill and Kent. Both of them were super brilliant. Bill had this 1 in a million piece of good luck. His school had a computer when almost nobody else did. This was the little spark that eventually led to Microsoft. But his friend Kent, he faced a 1 in a million tragedy, a terrible accident. You see, one life was shaped by incredible invisible luck, and the other by devastating invisible risk.
Are you ready for a really surprising superpower? I mean, this one's a little weird. It's all about how you can get things wrong a lot and still come out as a huge winner. It sounds kind of crazy, but it's one of the most powerful secrets there is.
So meet Heinz. He was a famous art collector, and he bought tons and tons of paintings. This chart tells the secret. 99% of his collection, that giant slice, wasn't worth very much. But that tiny little 1% slice, those were masterpieces by people like Picasso. And that tiny little sliver made him a massive success and paid for everything else.
These really rare, super big wins have a special name. They're called tail events. They're like the superhero on the team who shows up at the last minute and does all the heavy lifting, making up for all the little times things didn't quite work out.
And this isn't just for art. The founder of Amazon, Jeff Bezos, he knows all about this. After one of his big products failed, he wasn't sad at all. In fact, he said this. He knows that to find one giant world-changing success, you have to be willing to have a lot of failures along the way.
Wow, we've collected some amazing superpowers today. And now, we've reached the final level of our quest. So what's it all for? What is the real prize at the end of this whole money adventure?
The real prize, it isn't a treasure chest overflowing with gold or the fanciest toy in the world. Nope. The greatest thing money can ever give you is control over your own time. It's being able to wake up in the morning and just say, I get to choose what I do today.
So, this is what it all boils down to. True happiness, true wealth. It means you are the boss of your own time. You get to decide what you do, when you do it, and who you do it with, for as long as you want. That is the ultimate superpower.
You've learned about 4 incredible money superpowers today. Understanding your own map, using the magic of time, seeing invisible wealth, and even winning by failing. So now the adventure is yours to continue. What's the very first superpower you're going to start building?